Started the recording already. Um, I'm looking for break. Yeah. All right. So I'll be sharing my screen shortly. I'll be sharing my screen shortly. So, all right. We are all welcome once again, and we are welcome to this boot camp. We have a lot of people still trying to join. I'll be trying to admit them even as we continue in this section. Um, Here is a Python boot camp, and our major goal of coming up with this boot camp is to raise up people to this programming language. And the reality is Python is it's like one of the major programming language currently used all over the world. And we have discovered that it cut across different sector of tech. So that is why we have chosen this time around to bring up people with this training. And in the course of this, we thought of uh, the set of people that we can actually use to bring this up that will help us achieve this goal. And we looked around the world, we were able to reach out to professionals both within Africa and outside Africa. And we were able to get good ends to carry out this boot camp. So my plea to every one of us is please just get ready for this boot camp because obviously we are going to learn a lot from this boot camp. Please, before I continue, I need thumbs up or anything just to show that we are together, just to show that we are together. Thumbs up, just to show that we are together. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can get that now. All right, so let me just move on with my presentation. So what I'll be doing basically today is I will be walking us through what the training is all about, and I would try as much as I can to walk us through uh, what the training has been, what we've been able to achieve with this training. And from there, I will take us through my presentation to walk us through what Python is all about. And lastly, I will also introduce us to the platform that I'll be using basically for this training. Now, this is our registration page. In total, we have about 186 applicants that registers for this training. And as you can see here, we have about 65% of these applicants as male and 34% of them as female. Going down to employment status of our applicants, we'll realize that larger percentage of our applicants, they are employed, and we also noticed about 21% are unemployed and 22% are students. Now, this also gladdens us that Wood will be contributing our own quota to different sector in all over the world of people that are employed, both because looking down here, we have people from different career talking about the business, health research, law, logistics sector, and every other sector. We will be contributing a quota to raise people up more and to also ensure that these people are more equipped with this current tool that everyone is using all over the world. And for those that are not employed, we understand that quite a number of these people may have been looking at what part of skills they can acquire or what can they learn to make them be competitive in this current state of the world. So we are also glad that we'll be having these people in this training, and we are so confident that by the end of this training, this set of people should have what it takes for them to compete with everyone around the world. And having students on board also gladdens us that we'll be having people that will be grooming even from a very young state to maturity at the long run. So this also gladdens us, and as you can see, we have people from different career. And another good thing about this training is that it cut across different parts of the world. We have about, I think the last time I count, we have about 10 to 11 different countries. We have applicants from Asia, we have applicants from Europe, we have applicants from America, and also in Africa. In Africa, we have from different countries within Africa. We have applicants from Germany, from Japan, from India, from China, from the United Kingdom, from Italy. And it may also gladdens to hear that quite a number of these people, they have reached out to me, and some of them, considering our time zone in Africa, it may not be 100% convenient for them. And that is more reason why we have we'll be having this training recorded. And we are going to be sharing the YouTube channel where we'll be uploading this training. So these people can go there and also participate in this training. While also bringing people up for this training, we try to have the knowledge of people that will be onboarding, people that will be coming from this training. We realize that quite high number of our applicants, they are beginners. And we have the next to the highest set of people are the people that are at intermediate level, and just few set of us are at advanced level. So in the course of this, we actually plan that we'll be moving up to the stage of machine learning model. But after seeing these statistics, we decide that we would rather focus on bringing up people that are beginners to a reasonable state, and subsequently probably we could organize a more advanced training. So this has also helped our decision to go towards that direction in our training. And we have people coming up with the different reasons why they would like to learn. And talking about preferred learning style, we have larger number of people that are willing to learn on hand holding, and we also have some sort of people that will be learning from illustration. So we will be looking at these different parts. We'll be looking at these different parts in course of our training. We'll be looking at this in the course of our training, and we also have a means of collaboration whereby people can work together, and which is more reason why we have our WhatsApp status or our WhatsApp group over there. So we want to officially say you are welcome to this training, and we are confident that by the end of this training, we will be a better person in Python programming language. Now, introduction to Python and its framework. So like I mentioned, today is more like an onboarding section. And from tomorrow, we'll be kickstarting. I'll be introducing us to what Python is, and also show us the platform we'll be working from. Now, so Python, the good thing is Python is an open source, high level, and interpreted programming language. It's an open source language. You don't need to have what do we call now all the cash or fund before you can start learning Python. It's just at our disposal, and I'll be showing us that shortly. It's something you can learn easily. You don't need to go and buy probably one big application here and there before you can start Python. You have these things at your disposal. So it is designed to be easy and to read and write. The good thing about Python is that being an high-level programming language is that most of the terms you will be encountering in Python, they are more like English. For example, you'll be seeing something like list, print, you'll be seeing something like write, all those things. They are more like English language. So for some of us that are even new to programming environment, I would like to say, please don't be scared or don't be afraid. You will catch up. What I also usually just encourage people is that put your mind at rest, go step by step. Don't be in hurry or being too anxious. Just relax yourself. You are going to cope in this training. So please, that's just what I want us to know. Yeah. So it's making for beginner friendly and widely used across different industries. We'll be seeing this also very shortly. We can use Python almost anywhere for different purposes. That is why it's a programming language that every one of us should learn. So what's the key features that we need to know? It is readable and concise syntax. It is very readable, and the syntax are well concise. Once you know it, you know it. You don't need a magic or anything to know. And it works across different platforms. You can use a Windows operating system. You can use Mac operating system. You can use Linux operating system. All these are all compatible with Python. They are all compatible with Python. Dynamically type, no need to declare variable type, or probably there are different programming language that you first start by declaring integer, this and that. However, there are instances whereby you need to do this also in Python, but it's not as rigid as some programming language. Some programming language, if you don't do all this from the beginning, you may end up be having little problem. But Python is very, very flexible. Python also have a strong community support. You can get resources everywhere if you start learning Python. It has a rich library for various applications. We'll be seeing all that shortly. Advantage of Python, versatility. Python is very versatile. It can be used for different purposes. For example, web application, web development. Some people, someone chatted me up. I had conversation with someone recently, part of us in this training. I think we have some people at the lobby already. Let me just admit them into the call while I continue. All right. Yeah, thank you for that. So Python is very versatile. We can use it for different purposes, for web development, for data science, for machine learning, and for automated purpose. We can use Python for all these things. And someone will say that, are we going to learn all this in this training? I will say no. And that is not entirely no also, because the essence of this training is to lay a good foundation. And with this good foundation, we believe you can build up. And we've had several boot camp before. We did one on SQL, and it's just something so small, but we end up seeing people doing something great with them eventually. So this is what we are also expecting from this training. Large community support, we can see that, rich library framework, and rapid development. Python, it's just at it. It's just at it, developing every day. And if you move up with this development, I must tell you, you will be a hot cake in the industry. All right, so let's check category of Python framework. We have different Python framework, and each of these framework, they are peculiar to different purposes. For example, now this is if you are looking for a web framework, for example, probably building a website or web application. These are things you should start learning when concerning Python. You should start looking at a framework called Django, and it is well related to web application. Learn Flask, learn also fast AIP. All these things joined together would help you in this aspect of Python. Another angle for Python is data science and machine learning. And as we know, in the age we have currently, we are in AI age, and everybody don't want to think. We want computer to think for us. And I must tell you, Python can do this for us. Python can train a lot of data for us, and from the trained data, it can infer solutions for us, can solve different problems for us. This is where this comes in. And when you are looking at data science, sorry, let me also try and admit some new comments in also. I think before I go back to my slide, I need thumbs up to show that we are together. Can I get that again? Can I get that from us? Thumbs up to show, okay. It's good that we are together. Now let's go back to our presentation. Now we have this for data science, we have TensorFlow. And most of the time when you want to use TensorFlow, this is when you are working with a time series analysis, and probably you want to predict trend in terms of time and duration. You use TensorFlow. We have PyTorch, depending on talking about a neutral network or research focus, and talking about scikit-learn, and basically this is for machine learning algorithm. And we also have pandas here. Pandas basically is for data manipulation. Now we're going to learn this very well in this training. Data manipulation and numerical computation, not Pi. We are going to learn all this in this training. So this is what you can do with Python, and it doesn't end here. We also have game development. For those of us some of you that are interested in game development, you should start learning all these things now. This should be your focus. Pygame, Pandas 3D, all these together would make you a pro in that particular angle. So these are what Python can do for us. We have automation as scripting framework. These are things we can do with Python. I believe with this, you all would agree with me that it's a programming language worth learning. It's a programming language that is really worth learning. That is really worth learning. We have someone do. I can see someone raising up a hand. Does the person have a question or what? All right, I would not just wait on that. Probably the person can unmute and speak later on. Or probably let me just make it open now before I move to the last assignment for today. Before I move to the last assignment for today, do you have anybody that have a question based on what we have discussed so far? If you have question, you can raise up your hand here and I would call you to ask a question. But if not, let me just continue. Okay, we have Emmanuel. Emmanuel, can you unmute yourself and speak now? Emmanuel, you
Okay,
can
hi,
unmute
good
yourself and
evening.
speak.
Yes, thank you. Good
Yeah,
evening, everyone. Good evening, Samuel.
yeah, good
Please,
evening.
I just need to make an ask. I figure you're probably going to touch this later on, but um, for Anaconda or Jupyter Notebook, I don't know if maybe you can share a resource that can help us to install it. Um, if we are going to use it, that is.
All
And I'm
right.
because yeah, so it's almost the download is large and well hoping to use maybe office Wi-Fi or something.
All right. Thank you, Emmanuel. You can mute yourself now. So to download an encoder is not something difficult, or Jupyter Notebook is not something difficult. But over the time, what I realized is that the major challenge people faced is the capacity of their system or the computer they are using. And that is why we have come with a very easy platform for you, every one of us in this training. You are going to see it. It works like an encoder perfectly. So we'll be introducing you to that. It can do virtually everything what you can do on your Anaconda with your Jupyter notebook on the Anaconda. So we'll be that's what I was about to do now. So you will get that. And if you still insist that you need Anaconda, you can reach out to me. I can guide you on how to do that. But we have thought of something very easy. Yeah, you can use Anaconda if you have it installed on your system. Everything we want to do here works also on Anaconda. So you just get that. It works on Anaconda too. But we have just thought of something that will unify us together as a team, something that every one of us will not have problem with in terms of maybe our computer strength or something. So if you have an Akoda, super, you can use it. It's very, we are very cool with that. We still achieve the same purpose. So I will be taking us through the environments that we'll be using shortly now. And from there, I would also then come back to tell us how the training will be going and some every other thing can then come in. All right, so let me just move on here. Right, so this is it. The platform we'll be using is a web-based platform. It is a web-based platform. So I will just start from scratch so that it will be very easy for every one of us. So let's start. All you need to do is just type what we call Col Lab, Col Lab on your Google search. Just hit your enter key. Immediately you hit your enter key, this is what you see. You will see what we call Google Col Lab. Google Col Lab. Let me try and admit some persons trying to in. So immediately you do that, you'll be seeing this Google Colab. And the next thing is just hit the enter key. Sorry, just click on it. So when you click on it, obviously the platform, you see the introduction. So Colab is a hosted Jupyter notebook service that required no setup to use and provide free access to computing resources. So Colab is especially well suited for machine learning, data science, and education. So all these things you are looking out for on your Anaconda, Jupyter notebook, and all that, you have it on Colab. However, I'm not saying this is an entirely replacement for for your um for your Anaconda. No, I will not say that. There are some special features that you have on your Anaconda that are not here, but you can use them on your Anaconda. But for what we want to do basically in this training, this covers it all. And with this, you will have this your very good foundation. And the good thing about this is the only thing you need is internet connection. Once you have the internet, once your internet connection is okay, you are good to go with this. All right. So this is the platform. So the next thing you do is to click on Open Colab. So once you click on Open Colab, for somebody like me now, I have several work that I've done here. You can see a machine learning model here. You can see a loan underwriting project that I did some times ago. You can see a sales prediction statistics that I've done sometimes ago here. I have all this here. That is why they are coming up. In your own case, you may not see all that. So once you have this now, you are already in your environment. And if you are just starting, you can then just come to your file menu and click on Open Notebook. You can, let's say for me that I have something here, I can click on this now. Sorry, the network is still coming up there. All right. For somebody like me that have done a project before, you can see it here now. You can see the project here. And what I did basically here was I was to test if to check if this data is clean enough. And you can see these are just simple code here. The first thing is I use pandas framework basically. I imported the data in here. The first thing is to just have a general look of the data, which is the edge theory. Come here, the tail, check the information about the data. Here also check if there is duplicate, check if we have non-value and if there's any duplicate. And at the end, I concluded that this data looks very clean. So it's just a very simple process that I've done here. And however, we are not starting this yet. By the time we start all this, you all will discover that it's very easy. Like I did mention earlier on, it's an high-level programming language. You can see read here. Read is you want to read the data in. Very simple. We are all familiar with that English. You can see data.add theory. You want to just see the first theory role of the data. Is it not that straightforward? The next one you have here is tail. You want to see the last theory data in your data set. That is what we just have here. Info here. And what this one does is just that it just tells us about the property of all of the whole column in our data sets. And as you can see it here, so it's a very easy to use platform. It's just English, like English, but if you don't know it before, you will not know it. You don't know it, but we are going to be introducing you to all these things gradually. So that is that. This is the platform would be using. We'll be using. And if you want to create a new notebook, you can click on that. This is what I clicked on. Okay, I doubt if we can really see my screen very well. Let me just start from onset again. So once you open, this is where you come into. This is where you come into. And once you get this, you can come to file here. You can come to file here. You can create a new notebook in Drive. Now, for you to use this Google Colab, you should have a Gmail account, which virtually all of us do because most of us register with a Gmail account. So what happens is that you can see now a new this thing has been created. What happens is that the way this works is that this will be created in this document now will be created inside your Google Drive. So, and it will be saved inside your Google Drive. And with that, you can access it at any point in time. All those things I showed you earlier on, they are all in my Google Drive. And immediately I come to the environment, regardless of the last time you worked on it, you would always see it there. And if you have a project you are building on, it will always be on your Google Drive. So that is it. And this platform, it's easy to use. As you can see, the first thing you have here is, sorry, all right, I want to make it obvious for us. This is a coding interface. This is where you write your code. And another interface you have here is text. Probably you want to define something. If you recollect, in my own case here, all these things you see here, they are just text, while these parts, they are code. So one thing is that once you run your code, you see the results down the code immediately. And to run the code, you just click on this play button here. Click on it, it will run the code at every point in time. All this, we are going to be using them when we start this training fully. So it's a very easy to use platform. And this is what would be using. This is what we'll be using in the course of this training. And if you have an Akoda or any other platform that you use, it's all welcome. It's just almost the same. Most especially for an Akoda Jupyter Notebook, it's just like they replicate the same thing in this place here. So this is what we are going to be using for this training. And I hope it will be a very, very interesting about 3 to 4 weeks together. And at this point, let me also go back here and see if we have anybody with question. If you have question, you can raise up your hand. I'll be doing the last thing that I'll be doing today after this. Do we have anybody with question? Okay, no question, no question, no question. All right. I understand that there are no questions. Can I have thumbs up if you have been following me? Thumbs up if you have been following me. Can I get that from us? All right, all right, all right, all right. I believe we all have internet connection wherever we are. If you are not using your phone, the good thing is that you can even use Colab on your phone. Just try and open it and try how it looks like. Open it and try how it looks like. And if you have any question, you can ask. You can ask. Now, for our training. This training, okay, let me see if I can get the file I shared on the WhatsApp group here. Let me see if I can get that here. Right. All right, so thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Now, I want to walk us through how the training will be going. I'll be going with the training. So for today, which is February 13th, just introduction and setting up, which is what I've done. I've tried to introduce us to Python and also introduce us to the platform we'll be using, which I actually expect every one of us to be exploring. Think of any Python code or something, type it on your Colab, play around with it, between now and tomorrow. So from tomorrow, Sajid will be coming up live tomorrow, and he will be starting his section by 6 p.m., even though it's more like a sacrifice for him because this is a really late time in India, but he has agreed that he will come up. And what he will be doing basically, he will be laying a very good foundation. And I must tell you, at this part of Python, this is where most people run away from Python. This foundation, it usually looks boring. And that's why I trust him so well that he will break it down and he will make it very interesting for us. So please prepare your mind. It usually looks boring by the time you are working with lists, you are thinking of different controls, function, you are working with loop, you are trying to just do little computation. It may look so boring, but I must tell you, I think I saw someone posted something sometimes ago. Python is too hard. And the person said that you skipped the foundation. So don't skip the foundation. It won't even allow you to skip it. Won't even allow you to skip it. So that's why we are starting with this. We'll be learning all those basic things. We'll be learning Python syntax and some other things in this Sajik section. And it's going to be a very interesting one. I can assure you that. I can assure you that it would really do well in that area. So after that, we would be going into Python library. I tried to introduce us to different Python library, and for this training, we'll focus on pandas very well. Pandas basically is used for data manipulation, data cleaning. So there is no stage of Python that you want to get to that you can skip pandas. So that's why we'll focus on it. And I also like you to know that we'll be coming up with assessments. We'll be coming up with assessments, and would be opening a WhatsApp group specially for assessments. So once you are done with your assessment, you post it there. One of the instructors or facilitators, and I would like to also let you know we just the three of us that you see, we are not just the only one. We'll also be having some people working with us. So they will be reaching out to you based on your response on the assignment. So if you don't submit your assignment, nobody will reach out to you. But if you submit, you receive a private chat from any of us to tell you where you are doing well, where you need to improve on. So that is what we should be expecting in this training. So assessment will be coming up, and as you can see, we already have some very simple assessment in Sajik section here. You'll be writing a code to calculate area of a rectangle, to generate multiplication table using loop, and some basic calculations. And in the Paul section, Paul will be handling this section. We would also be coming up with assignment and some other assessment here. And for my own section, I will be doing justice with Matplotlib. And Matplotlib is basically, this is where you come up with visualization. One, it doesn't end with you cleaning data now. After cleaning your data, we'll be coming up with visuals that I will be coming up with some statistical analysis that speaks to whatever data that we are using at that time. So let's be rest assured that it's going to be a very interesting section, and let's prepare ourselves. And like I mentioned earlier on, each of this section will be recorded and will be posted on our YouTube channel. I will be sharing the YouTube channel with us on our WhatsApp group. This particular onboarding section will also be uploaded there. We can go back and watch, and if you have any question you ask. However, from experience, we realize that people at the long run, they are more convenient with the YouTube channels. They will not come to the training on the training days. I want to say that it's not a good practice. I want to encourage us, make yourself available. In training section like this, you can stop the facilitator and ask direct question. And one thing I used to say in my training is that there is no useless question. Every question matters. Everyone can learn from every question. So let's prepare ourselves. It's going to be a good time and a wonderful 3 to 4 weeks together. So thank you, everyone. I would be giving us room to ask questions. If you have any questions or you need any clarification as regards how the training will go, or you need any help in the next 5 to 10 minutes, if you have any question, you can ask before we end today's section. All right. So thank you very much, every one of us. I can see someone from South Africa already on the call. I can see someone from the US on the call, even though the time schedule is the time duration is not what is favorable to them, so to say. I can still see some of them on the call. So thank you, everybody. I want to say, please make yourself available tomorrow. It's going to be a really wonderful time together. Thank you. See you all tomorrow. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you.